Hey everybody! I'm here today to talk to you about an analog clock that is not keeping the time anymore. I'll be going over the easiest fixes to try first in this very simplistic tutorial video, this tutorial style video. Let's get right into the video, okay? I said video a lot of times there, but we're going to continue on with this. I'm going to go over 7 simple steps that if your analog clock like this one, whether it's similar, the same, or slightly different, or completely different, these 7 steps will help you get it hopefully fixed, okay? So this is an oversized analog clock. It's not massive, but it's a pretty big analog clock, and it's like a tabletop model, but you can also hang it up. There's a little screw hole that you can sort of punch out over here. So this is just one variation, but it can be, you know, bigger, smaller, different, similar, but these sort of 7 steps will apply to pretty much all analog clocks, whether they have an alarm feature or not. This one does have an alarm feature, which is this extra hand over here, but even if they don't, you can use these steps. So let's get into these. Number 1 is to rotate the batteries. So in the back of your analog clock, you're probably going to find a battery compartment, or underneath, somewhere along it. You're going to open up that battery compartment and rotate the battery or batteries. This one takes one big C-size battery. So I would open this up and I would rotate it. That's the first thing. Sometimes the battery just has a little bit of maybe oxidization in that one little spot for how it's sitting. Just rotate the battery. That might get it working once again. And if it works after that, you can sort of move on to the next steps, or you can just take it for face value and just accept the fact that it's working again. Okay? But if you want to take it another step further, step number two is remove the batteries, okay? Or batteries, so remove them, and that empties out the compartment. That brings us to step number 3, which is to inspect the battery compartment. You want to take a look for any maybe springs that are bent, any metal tabs that are bent improperly, any oxidization, any corrosion, anything that you see. And you want to take the appropriate steps to solve the problem or decide to replace the analog clock. If you open this up and you remove the battery and you see tons of corrosion in there, honestly, if it's inexpensive, just replace the analog clock. Don't even try and deal with it, right? I mean, you can decide what you want to do, but for myself, if I saw a decent amount of corrosion in this clock, I actually just removed the price tag from it. It's a display piece, so it was just sitting on our family room shelf for like months, and we use it to tell the time, but it's just sitting there. So actually the price was on the back still before I started filming these videos with this analog clock, and it was like, I think 17 bucks. So if it had lasted me a few years and I saw corrosion on here, I would probably just replace it for 17 bucks, right? But if it's an expensive or sentimental piece, then you want to maybe deal with it, okay? So inspect the battery compartment, and that was step number 3. Step number 4 is replace the batteries with new ones. Even if your batteries, you know, were brand new that you put in there, and then you take them out and you see the corrosion, just replace them with new ones. Anytime that you remove them from here and you're inspecting it or dealing with anything that's happening, you want to consider replacing them with new batteries. Battery is an inexpensive replacement cost. Just replace it to be safe. Okay, if that doesn't help you out, move on to step number 5, which is to adjust the time. So on the back, you're going to find a knob, and if you have multiple knobs, one will probably be for the alarm and the other one will be for the time. I'm going to turn the time adjustment knob. You can see right here, it's rotating the minute hand, which then rotates the hour hand. Every time you rotate the minute hand all the way around, you rotate the hour hand 1/12 of the way around. Obviously, you probably know to tell time, assuming you're watching this video. So basically, adjust the time, sort of spin it around, okay? Number 6, if that doesn't help you out, number 6, because that might unfreeze anything that's sort of frozen or stuck in there. If that doesn't help you out, move on to number 6, which is to tap the back of the analog clock gently, okay? I'm going to tell you a quick story. So just literally, deliberately but gently tap the back of the analog clock like this, just in like a circular motion all the way around. You know, when I was a kid, my first TV in my bedroom that my parents allowed me to have was an old TV. Like, it was like, I don't know, I was maybe like 12 or something, maybe like 11 or 12, and they let me have a TV in my bedroom, but I didn't have cable. It was just connected to my video game console at the time, which it would have probably been, I'm guessing, my N64, PS1, I don't know, one of those at the time, but I didn't have cable. And it wouldn't work. So literally I'd have to turn it on, and I would have to like literally take, I'm not gonna do it with the clock, but I'd have to take my hand and boom, boom, boom on the TV. I would beat the living daylights out of the TV. And finally, I would see the picture of the video game pop up, and I'm like, okay, and it works. I don't know. To this day, It's so unbelievable that like literally wouldn't work, and I would beat the living daylights out of the TV, and finally it would just start working. Right, so I'm not saying, dude, that was an old TV. That was a TV from maybe the 70s. I don't even know, 70s or 80s. But you don't want to do that with your analog clock. You just want to gently tap it. I just remember my parents would say, "What are you doing, Mike?" "Ma, I'm fixing the TV, Ma. I'm fixing the TV, Dad. Don't worry." And it would work, and they would be amazed. I've been a do-it-yourselfer since a young age. Okay, beating the living daylights out of my TV to building my own houses, over years. Anyways, tap the back of the clock gently. I can't get over just picturing. Like, if I were to catch my son, like, beating our TV, I'd say, "What are you doing, Luke?" Or my daughters. I have a son and 3 daughters. If I caught any of them beating the TV, I'd say, "What are you doing?" But you know what? If it worked, right? If I saw them doing it and it worked. You can't deny the fact of functionality. So, anyways, that leads me to the last one, which is number 7, which is to actually wind any knobs that you see on the back all the way around multiple times, okay? I can't get over me beating the crap out of the TV. Okay, anyways, so spin the knobs that you see just all the way around. This is actually the alarm knob, and this is the time knob. Just spin them all the way around over and over again. Like I said, it's just a more aggressive version of a previous step, and hopefully it'll loosen it up and fix any problem that's sort of stuck in there. But that's basically it. If you like this video tutorial / entertainment of me just picturing myself beating the crap out of the TV, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.